The main structure of this house floating underwater is actually a huge rock. Even more astonishing, his bedroom is built directly underwater, forming a natural aquarium where you can watch fish while lying in bed. This is an experience not everyone can have, and you can even greet the sea turtles outside the window. The little creatures are also curious about this new neighbor. Watching them swim leisurely by, it feels like the whole world's pace has slowed down. To own such a house, first, you need to find a vast body of water, then find the biggest and most conspicuous rock in the water. This is our protagonist today, Hardcore Bro. He didn't start immediately, but patiently waited until the entire riverbed was completely dry and the huge rock was fully exposed. The cracked land signaled the beginning of a grand project. Hardcore Bro took out the design plans and began the final confirmation against this natural building material. He carefully checked the texture of the rock, as every detail determined the subsequent construction plan. The first step of the renovation is cleaning, removing all the moss and weeds from the surface. Then, use an ink line to mark a baseline on the rock, which is crucial for ensuring precise cutting. Before long, the entire surface of the giant rock is covered with neat red grids. With the preparations complete, Hardcore Guy swings a sledgehammer, pounding along the marked lines. Relying solely on physical strength is too inefficient, so he immediately switched to a heavy-duty electric drill to start drilling holes in the giant rock. Then he used spray paint to draw the cutting outline, making the house's shape much clearer. Putting on safety goggles, he picked up the impact drill and began deep cutting along the orange marked lines. These drilled holes are all in preparation for the main event. Hardcore Guy steps back, takes out a remote control, and with a gentle press, initiates the explosion. After the blast, large cracks appear on the rock surface, and the internal structure has been damaged. Then, he uses an angle grinder to smooth the edges and refine the contours of the explosion. The whole process is like this, repeatedly using various tools to work on the rock. Facing the loose massive stone, Hardcore Bro takes out a crowbar, using all his strength, and with a loud bang, he successfully pries off a stone weighing over 100 pounds. After working for half a day, a huge opening is finally carved out of the rock, which will be the future main entrance. Hardcore Bro stands on top and starts using spray paint to plan the interior light well and ventilation openings. A massive spiral drill descends from above, instantly illuminating the dim cave with a beam of light. Hardcore Bro is meticulous about details, kneeling on the ground to chisel and smooth the edges of the cave entrance. The debris inside needs to be cleared out, and he chooses to drop it directly from the top, which is highly efficient. Next, he needs to construct the steel structure of the house, carefully inspecting the quality of each H-beam. After the inspection, use steel cables to bind these big guys, preparing to transport them onto the rock. Hardcore Bro had already installed a pulley system inside the cave to lift building materials. The crane at the top is also in position, and the first main beam is slowly lifted and sent into the reserved opening. He assists from the inside, steadily pushing the heavy steel into its fixed position. The securing bolts are thicker than an arm, requiring full body strength to tighten them. The two main beams are successfully secured, and Hardcore Guy walks on them to test the stability of the structure. Next comes the welding work. Amidst the flying sparks, the framework of the house gradually takes shape. Operating while sitting on the suspended steel beams requires not only skill, but also exceptional courage. At dusk, the main framework was nearly complete, and Hardcore Bro sat below, quietly admiring it. As night fell, the lights within the framework lit up like a star in the night sky. The next day, he began hoisting metal panels to serve as the base structure for the upper-level house. After adjusting the position, he secured them completely, and the second floor's flooring was finished. Next is the internal filling. He stuffs soundproof and thermal insulation materials into the wall framework, filling every gap tightly to ensure the house is warm in winter and cool in summer. The outer walls are fixed with wooden boards, and the outline of the building becomes increasingly clear. Installing windows is a meticulous task, requiring repeated calibration, with a level to ensure there is no deviation. After finishing the exterior, he needs to check the interior again to ensure everything is foolproof. The most crucial floor-to-ceiling window glass has arrived, and he carefully transports it using a professional suction cup. The installation of this curved glass is extremely challenging, relying entirely on his skillful hands. After the glass is in place, waterproof sealant must be applied to the edges, which is key to preventing leaks. Whether on the inside or outside, every seam must be evenly coated to form comprehensive protection. Finally, the sealant is smoothed with a finger, which not only looks good, but also enhances the sealing effect. He gently taps the glass surface to check if the installation is secure, as this concerns life and safety. The hard installation part begins. He first welds the base of the spiral staircase inside the rock, then welds step by step upwards. The difficulty of working in such a confined space is imaginable. After welding is completed, he sprays the entire staircase with black anti-rust paint to increase durability. The natural rock wall also needs treatment, applying a layer of waterproof coating to prevent seepage and weathering. Use a roller brush to carefully apply, not missing any corner, combining roughness with delicacy. The ceiling is covered with wooden planks, adding a touch of warmth to the cold rock. The lower space begins to have wooden flooring installed. He kneels on the ground, carefully joining with a rubber mallet. The renovation is basically complete. Although the riverbed outside is still dry, it already feels like home. Turning on the faucet, clear tap water flows out, proving that the water and electricity systems are all set. Soft furnishings begin entering. Hardcore Guy laid a soft grey carpet in the living room, and the big bed in the bedroom was already in place. He carefully made the bed, and the electric curtains slowly closed. The future underwater world would be his alone to enjoy. He pressed the switch, and all the indoor lights turned on, instantly making the space cozy. At night, he stood outside the house and used his phone to light up the entire exterior of the building. Everything was ready, just waiting for a heavy rain. He is doing the final checks to ensure everything is foolproof. Before long, dark clouds gather and the long-awaited rain finally arrives. The dry riverbed is filled once again and the entire building seems to float in the middle of the water. Hardcore Bro sat in the room, admiring the fish outside the window, feeling that a year's hard work was worth it. He placed his hand on the glass, interacting with the fish outside, achieving harmony between man and nature. Climbing up the spiral staircase, his view shifted from the wondrous underwater scene back to the open water surface. He opened the door to the balcony, breathed in the fresh air after the rain, gazed into the distance, made a hot drink, and stood there appreciating the lake and mountain scenery, enjoying the fruits of his labor. In the night, the brightly lit house is reflected on the water like a dazzling gem. Hardcore Bro is using the computer in the upper space, enjoying this unique tranquility.